Hello students, today we are going to discuss about how to apply the programming language called C++ to perform abstraction and encapsulation, which are the object-oriented programming concepts. I am Dr. D. Jayamala and currently I am working as Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Applications, Thriyarathar College of Engineering, Madurai. The outline of our discussion goes on like this. A brief introduction on what exactly the various OO concepts are, a brief introduction on what are the classes and objects, and the implementation of abstraction and encapsulation using C++, and then a sample program to know about how abstraction and encapsulation are being done, and finally a quiz. The introduction is basically any object-oriented programming is beginning with classes, objects and the various OO concepts such as abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance and polymorphism. What are classes? A class declaration is a template or a logical abstraction that defines a new type. A new type means that it is able to create similar type of objects. So, say for example, if you are giving int a, b, c, integer is the data type and a, b, c are the variables, right? In the similar way, in object-oriented programming paradigm, a class will be acting as a new type, and whenever you are creating a class, you can create n number of objects for it. For example, student is a class. So, by using the student class, you can create n number of student objects who are present in your class. Say that may be a student 1 or a student 2, etc. Or that can be containing the name of the student itself, right? So, student, maybe Rekha, student, Kala, likewise you can create n number of objects from the student class. It shows the properties of similar type of objects. So, for example, a MiG-29 flight is a type of flight. Here flight is a class and MiG-29 flight is an object. So, from this flight class, I can create even a cargo flight as an object, and from the flight I can create even a passenger flight as an object. So, now you can understand this flight is acting as a new type, and by using this new type I can create the similar kind of objects, because similar kind of objects means they must share the same common properties. An object declaration creates a physical entity of that class. That is, an object occupies memory space, but a class does not. And that means that a class is simply a logical abstraction, whereas an object is a physical entity. What exactly the components of a class in C++? There will be two compartments. So, a C++ class will be containing a compartment that is having all the member data and a compartment that is having all the member functions. So, member data means the properties of the class and they are accessible using member functions, and that decides the state of an object. So, say for example, if you have a class called a student, the student class will contain the member data such as register number, name, the marks of the students and all the similar type of member data. And the member functions are the functionalities of the class, and that contains constructors, class operations and destructors. So, the functionalities means as far as a student class is considered, the various functionalities may be get student details, display student details, calculate average, calculate grade. Likewise, you will have a list of functionalities. And I will see about what exactly an object is. An object is an instance of a class and it is basically a physical entity that we have seen, alright. So, once a class is created, you can create an instance of it, and that instance is called as an object. What is the property of an object then? Each object of a class has its own copy of every variable declared within the class, except the static variables, because static variables will be initialized only once, whereas all the other variables will be initialized with their initial values once the initial object creation is being done. But they all share the same copy of the member functions. So, that means that an object will be having its own copy of each of the variables along with their values, whereas they all share the same copy of the member functions. How are you going to define an instance of a class? Objects can be created after the class is declared. Defining a class object is called the instantiation of a class. So an example is rectangle space box. So rectangle is a class and box is an object. So here you can see what exactly an abstraction is. So abstraction means eliminating the unnecessary details and keeping only the essential things at that moment, and for that purpose is called abstraction. In C++, class is an abstraction. So grouping of similar objects into a class is an important task of abstraction, because you can see that a student class will be containing only the student objects. So I cannot put up a staff as a part of my student class. So I cannot create a staff object from my student class. That means that each class is a unique abstraction that shows grouping of similar objects. An example of abstraction is, say for example, you wish to find the electricity bill of each customer. You need to concentrate now only on the essential details such as the customer ID, the address of the customer, the EB connection number, starting reading, ending reading, price and bill payment. So in the above scenario, the classes that are identified are customer, EB bill and payment, where customer is an abstraction that holds only the details of customers such as customer ID, address, EB connection number, whereas EB bill is a class which is an abstraction of EB connection number, starting reading, ending reading and price. Similarly, the bill payment is an abstraction that holds EB connection number, bill payment and type of payment. So I should not have an EB electricity bill as a generic class and having all these customer EB bill, bill payment, all these details inside that electricity bill class. So now it is coming into the most important task of abstraction, in which we need to identify the abstractions by identifying the group of similar objects in these different abstractions. That is how you can make the objects being created according to the selected classes. Encapsulation means you have put up your member data as well as member functions inside a class container. So here a class is acting as a capsule. So you just imagine that you are having a capsule with you. In a capsule you will have an upper part and a lower part. Similar to that, a class is a capsule and that contains in the upper part all the member functions and in the lower part all the member data. The reason is all the public members must be visible at the top and all the private members should be put up at the bottom. So naturally all your member functions must be accessed directly from outside the class, and so they must be put up with the access specifier called public, whereas the member data should be accessed only through these member functions, and so they must be put up as a access specifier called private. And here you can see we have put up a keyword called class followed by a space and followed by the name of the class. So this name of the class will tell you the abstraction that you have created from your given scenario, and class is the name of the keyword that tells you that this is a class. And here you can see under public access specifier we have a member function which is having the same name as the class name, and that is called as the constructor. So naturally a constructor will contain the same name as the class name. By using the constructor, the object creation will be done. Suppose if you have not written a default constructor like this, a default constructor means there are no parameters being passed here. In C++, the compiler will automatically assume or automatically provide a default constructor for you with some initial garbage values for whatever the member data that you have here. Otherwise, you can write your own default constructor by providing some initial values to all these member data. And apart from that, you have two different functions, and they are used to set the value for these member data and to display the data from these member data. And here you can see there is again a member function which is having a tilde symbol in front of it with the same name as the class name. and that is called as a destructor. A destructor is normally used to destroy an object. So this is how the encapsulation provides you to encapsulate your member data and the member functions inside a capsule called class. Some of the works that have been cited as part of this presentation are the C++ programming language by Bujane Stroustrup, and object-oriented programming using C++ by Robert Lafour, C++ primer by Lipman, and letter C++ by Kanetkar, and object-oriented analysis and design using UML by Dr. D. Jayamala and S. Geeta. Thank you for your listening.